guys, ClintonRiverClinton.com, and of course the House of Biceps. I had a real serious question that came in a few months ago. Kind of tough question to answer, so I'm answering this one slowly but surely. A person asked me, they said, hey Clint, what does it mean to be a part of Team EliteFTS? You know, I can't exactly tell you what this means in one video. So let's just call this part one in an unknown number of series of videos of what it means to be part of Team EliteFTS.com. Now, we all know that Dave Tate is the man. He's the animal behind it all. He's also known as Mr. Tracy Tate. He's the guy who's helped out all of us. He's the face, the meathead, everything that EliteFTS kind of stands for, the brand. We all know the things that he has done for us as individuals, as teammates, as athletes, as people in the powerlifting world. So we're just going to skip him, and I'm going to talk to you about a few other people. Now, it has taken me a long time to be able to come out and discuss with people some of the issues that I go through. I have this thing called chemo brain or chemo fog. Basically, I forget things. I always seem to have a thought that's in the front of my mind, and there's a thought that I can almost grab it, but I lose it every time before I actually get my hands on it. And that creates a very scared individual. Wouldn't you be scared? So sometimes it makes me a little socially awkward. Everywhere I go, I kind of feel a little bit confused, or I'm afraid that in just a few minutes, I'm going to be a little bit confused. So my first time ever at EliteFTS with all of my teammates, this room full of people that I've really never met, I've only seen on the internets before, and I'm worried and stressed that I'm going to forget everything, everybody's name. I'm afraid I'm going to be embarrassed. So I'm over there training by myself, and I'm already in my crazy zone, so I didn't really want to talk to anybody because I like to be in my own little crazy zone, and part of me is still afraid to talk to anybody. And then one of my teammates, Joe Shelo, walks by. I don't know, he just walked by and looked at me and he said, Clint, you okay? Do you need some help? I'm on the monolift. I have never squatted out of a monolift, not even once in my life. I said, yeah, man, if you got a chance, I could really use a hand if you could run the monolift for me. You know, Joe was in the middle of his training, had his gear on. He was in the middle of training and just stopped because to him, it was more important to help me do a squat that's so far below what he can do. It meant more to him for him to be able to help me than it did for him to go out and do his own training. And the only thing I could think about was I wanted to train. The only thing Joe could think about was he wanted to help me. That's a team. That's Team EliteFTS. He saw that in me without me having to say anything. And he brought a bunch of other people to come over and help me as well. And a lot of that is a very special moment to me. But going even beyond that, that was on a Friday. On Saturday, we had the seminar, and on Sunday, it was bench press day. Now, my best bench press ever was 441 in a 2-ply shirt here at my gym just before I left to go there. And they get me a new shirt, and I'm benching with all these guys. The next smallest bench in my group, besides me, was 770. 770. How do I compete with everybody else in my group benched 770 or more? Freaking Vinny, lost a bunch of weights, got abs. He benched 500 raw. Twice. Once before putting his shirt on, and once again when he was done. Maybe even 3 times, I can't remember. But I can tell you about a couple of people that made that experience a precious moment to me. I bench pressed 500 pounds that day, and I've told myself for years that I would just never be able to bench press 500 pounds. And the person I've told that to the most is Matt Ledusky. And I love Matt Ledusky. He has put up with me. He knows how to talk to me. He doesn't cut me any slack because I'm a personality or because people like me or because of anything. I've always liked him, and he's always helped me, and he's really, really smart. And he's one of the few people that I trust to actually coach me, to write programs that I can do because we connect. And in the still frame, in the photo of me bench pressing 500 pounds, I didn't even realize Matt had come over and pushed away the side spotter. And he wanted to be my side spotter to bench press 500 pounds. And I think he had bench pressed 500 that day as well, or 510, something a little better than me. But the look on his face, the smile on his face was huge. It was priceless. This was my friend, my teammate, the only person at Team Elite FTS that I've met before who has told me for years that I could bench press 500 pounds if I set my mind to it. And he's right there smiling as I'm benching 500 pounds. That's Team Elite FTS. That is Team Elite FTS. Now, I don't know who my other side spotter was, but whoever it was, Dave Tate came over himself and pushed them away. He grabbed me, and he was the one that sprayed my shirt. He was the one that had Matt Smith come over and talk to me because Matt Smith, as Dave says, knows how to talk to the psycho people. And apparently I am one of the psycho people, especially in the gym. And that's how Matt knows how to talk. Matt could grab me, Matt could calm me down, and he could be one of the few voices that I actually heard all day. And Matt got me through the day. And Dave made that happen. And Dave made sure he was one of my side spotters. Dave Tate. Matt Smith, a guy that I did not know except a name from the past, from all the big lifts that he's ever made it his point to stay with me all day and to make doggone sure I benched 500 pounds. That's Team Elite FTS. And you know, when it was all over, maybe the person who impacted me the most was Dave Kirshen. Now, I've only read the things that he writes on Facebook and the internet. So my impression of him was that he's kind of crazy, totally nuts weirdo. And then I meet him in person and he is just quiet, seems somewhat shy, and the most ultimate polite person I have ever met. Now, he didn't say very much to me throughout the entire day of lifting. What he did do was he made sure that after I was done benching, he grabbed me and took me back to the bench. Now, everybody else was done. Everybody had left the bench press area. And he sat down and he wanted to talk to me about my bench press, about what I had done, how I had set my shirt, the numbers that I had used, the sets, the reps, the percents, the way that I needed to look at my bench press training and what I was going to do to get to the next level. It was important to him to come find me and to make sure that he did whatever it took to make me a better bench presser. My teammate, a guy that had never met me before in his life, a guy who just out bench pressed me by 200 pounds. And I don't know, he has to weigh 70 pounds less than I do. Made it his point to come help me to be a better lifter. Folks, that is Team Elite FTS. Now, Team Elite FTS is a lot of things. But those people in that moment, in those moments combined, that, my friends, is Team Elite FTS.